Hi everyone, so I am going to proceed with the previous paper again. Sums I have already solved this time so that I can cover up more and more sums, right? So if you look at this sum, simplify 16 e raised to 10 f raised to 6 1 by 2 is nothing but square root of the whole thing, right? So what does it mean? It means I have to make square root of every entity, right? Which is 16 raised to half, e raised to 10 raised to half, f raised to 6 into half. So if you connect, 16 square root is 4, e raised to 10 square root is e raised to 5, and f raised to 6 square root is f raised to 6. So I got the answer is 4 e raised to 5 f raised to 6. Quite easy, and we had 2 marks here. Let's go to the next one. Here in such cases what you should do? You should simply do cross multiplication and ensure that you get LCM of these bottom numbers. So what did I do? I multiplied this with 3 and I multiply this whole thing with 4, correct? And then this is the rearrangement. 2x plus 1 into 3 plus x minus 2 raised to 4 upon 12, which is equal to 6x plus 3 plus 4x minus 8. If you expand the brackets, 12 stays as it is. You get 10x minus 5 upon 12 and 5 into 2x minus 1 upon 12. Correct? This is the expanded bracket number. Here, whenever you get such kind of sums where powers are given, your focus should be that which is the least denomination. So dear, least denomination is number 2. You have to ensure you cover everything into the power of 2. So converted, 4 into 2 raised to 2, k plus 3 remains as it is. 2 raised to 4 is nothing but 16 and 2 raised to k. Correct? Now this is the fundamental of a raised to a into a raised to b gives me a raised to a plus b. Correct? This is what I have written here. And this is 2 raised to k plus 6. Correct? Now when the denominator, the denominations of base are equal, when the bases are equal, their powers you can easily compare. That's what we did here. 2k plus 6 plus 4k plus k, 2k minus k, 4 minus 6, hence k is equal to minus 2. Quite easy for almost 4 marks, right? So please don't miss out on these simple low hanging fruits. Correct. Now there is a vector AC, right? AC is expected. What is AC? AC is AB plus BC. AB is given to us 5 3. Now I want to find BC. Now how to find BC when CB is given? CB vector multiplied by minus 1 is going to give me BC, correct? Because the direction is reverse. For that reason, CB reverse is equal to BC straight. That's how it is in simple language. So you add 5 3 2 minus 4 into 7 minus 1. This is nothing but your x-axis and y-axis, correct? Now if you look here, this is what the answer is, 7 and 1. This is the direction. In case they ask you magnitude, generally they will not ask, but in case the magnitude is asked, you can simply write 7 square plus 1 square is nothing but a Pythagoras theorem. So 5 root 2 is the answer. Let's go to the next one. Sure. Another interesting sum for almost 4 marks. All the details are given, right? So few things which I see here immediately. This is 39, even this will be 39, correct? That's what I have written here. DFB is 39. DFB is 39. You have to also mention y, correct? So this part, so you have to understand this question as what. You have to write comments here and y, correct? So our left side is about what, right side is about y. So what I am founding DFB as 39. Why is it so? Because DFB and DBA subtend the same arc. As you can see here, DB is subtending this arc DB, and hence DFB and DBA both are 39 39 each, correct? Hence my EFB will be 18 plus 39, because of course EFB is 18 and 39, which is going to be 57. Why reason? Because EFB comprises of EFD plus DFB, correct? So that I have added both the numbers here. Now if you look at angle BDE, the whole big angle they are asking, right? Big angle. So I have written the answer directly here, that BDE angle equals 180 minus 57, correct? Why I have done so? Because in a cyclic quadrilateral, in a simple fundamental, if this is cyclic quadrilateral, correct? Then A and B, both of them will subtend to 180 degrees. That is the rule of cyclic quadrilateral, correct? So I have added this and my BD comes to 123. Quite simple for almost 4 marks, right? So best thing is that whenever you get some kind of sums for circle theorem, always mark the obvious, correct? And ensure that you understand the fundamental of cyclic quadrilateral. Cool. Let's go to the next one. This is another interesting sum. This kind of sum comes not only in GCSE, it comes in SAT, it comes in GRE, everywhere. Correct? So 4.57, it is not just 4.57, it is 4.575757 recurring. We have to ensure that I get rid of this recurring value. Correct? So I am assuming let x be 4.57. Correct? So obviously if I have to get rid of this recurring value, it comes after 2 decimals. Correct? I multiply by 100, I get it 257.575757 recurring. Right? And then I subtract this original x. So I subtract 4. Now what magic you see? All these recurring integers, they are completely eliminated because this is nothing but 0, 0, 0, 0. They are eliminated. That was my purpose of this sum. Correct? So now 99x equals 453.000. So x, which was my original value, because I had said let x be this value, correct? I wrote it as 453.99 is equal to 151.33, which equals to this. And this is what we wanted to prove. Correct? Simple sum for 2 marks. Now this sum also carries almost 5 marks, but calculation is very easy. This is very, very handy 5 mark sum which you can easily score. Look at this. This is called a surd method. Always remember, this method is called a surd method. It means in case you end up finding a value, you have to ensure that you add up both. Correct? Now, when I had 6 minus 3 root 2, I multiply and divide both by 6 plus 3 root 2. It's a surd method which we have done in even previous algebra. Correct? Now you subtract, multiply this. This is the reason which you get. Correct? And now why I wrote this 6 square minus 3 root 2 square? Because this is in the form of a plus b and a minus b. A minus b into a plus b equals a square minus b square. I know this. Correct? So I open the bracket. I get 12 plus 6 root 2 upon 36 minus 18, which is 12 plus 6 root 2 upon 18, which is equal to 2 root 2 plus 3. I am just cancelling out the obvious ones. And that's why I get 2 root 2 plus 3 upon 3. So my a is 2 and b is 3. Quite easy sum for 3 marks. Let's go to the next one. In such kind of sums, what to do? These are a, b and c, 3 moieties, right? Always start with a multiplied by b and then multiply this answer as c, just for easy thing. Correct? So x plus 4 into x minus 2, I solved this first and I got x square plus 2x minus 8. So this was my AB. Correct? I have to multiply AB with C, which I have done here, which is AB, this is C. Correct? So I expanded the brackets. X into x square is x cube, x into 2x is 2x square, x into minus 8 is minus 8x, and this whole thing as it is, because it is 1 ultimately. Correct? Always remember, whenever the powers are same, always underscore them or underline them in the same style. That will make your calculation very, very simple. So x cube is as it is because x cube is unique in this sense. 2x square plus x square will make you 3x square. Minus 8x plus 2x is minus 6x and minus 8 as it is, which is your answer. Correct? Another sum which I see here, which people generally struggle, which is finding the complete square method. Now, when you see that this is the original quadratic which you have got, you have to write in this square, correct? Means it's a complete square method. Whenever you do a complete square method, there is one simple important rule, which is an empty halves rule. What is empty? Empty is middle term. Middle term upon 2 the whole square. This is called as complete square method. So what is the middle term here? Middle term here is minus 10. Any term which is attached to x is called as a middle term. So minus 10 upon 2 the whole square is minus 5 into whole square is 25. So you add and subtract this, and then what I did. So I added 25, I subtracted 25. Why is it so I did that? Because I have not changed the entire sum here. You can't change the polynomial. You can only rearrange it. So I have rearranged it like that. So you know x square minus 10x plus 25 is a complete square of x minus 5 the whole square plus 15 as it is, right? Which is x plus a the whole square. If you compare this, what you get a as minus 5 and b as 15. They might not ask you a and b, find the value of a and b. They simply might ask you to find just the expansion form. Okay? Cool. Let's do the next one. Sure. Now this one is more of solving the simultaneous equation. In such cases, always ensure that you find x equals 6x plus 5. Correct? Now I can also do 6y equals something of that sort, but that is going to make my calculation complicated. Any variable which has numerator and denominator both, that complicates the sum. So avoid that, don't do that. Correct? Simple, choose a polynomial which the variable is linear. That's why it is x equal to 6y plus 5. Now you put x, replace x as this into xy and go move on. Correct? So 6y plus 5 was my x. Correct? Multiplied by y minus 2y square. Open the bracket, solve the sum. So 24 is nothing but 8 and minus 3 plus 5. Correct? So plus 5, 6 4s are 24. Because minus 6 and 4 you need to multiply to find the product of 24. Right? Open the bracket. I wrote it minus 5 as plus 5 as 8y minus 3y. After that I wrote 4y into y plus 2 minus 3 into y plus 2. Separated them. I got two values of y because it's a power 2 kind of a property. So whenever this 2 explains nothing but how many values of any equation you are going to get. Right? So I solved this. X minus 6 into minus 2 is equal to 5. So I got the values of x as well. Correct? This is where I got two values of x and two values of y. I hope it was easy. Let's go to the next one. In such cases, always remember what is the fundamental of frequency density. Frequency density is nothing but frequency divided by time spent. Correct? It is not just frequency. So here, in case you see it 0 to 2, so 18 is the frequency, right? So my frequency density is going to be 18 divided by 2, the difference between these two, which is 2, 2, 1, 1 and 3. You divide this by this, you get the 14. So immediately mark 14 where here, correct? But if this is 14, obviously there will be bifurcation of the other things, right? So I have to ensure where, if this is 14, where do other things lie? So if you look at 1, 2, 3, 3.5, correct? So 3.5 of x is equal to 14. Hence x should be how much? X should be 4, means every block should be of 4, 4, 4. Correct? That's why I wrote 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Right? I did this. Similarly 20 and so on and so forth. So this is 14, this should be 20, this should be 30, this should be 24, this whole thing should be 12. Correct? Now I know frequency density is equal to frequency upon time. Hence my frequency would be density multiplied by time. Correct? So if 28 the frequency here, my density is going to be 28 upon 214. Now for this 2 to 4, my density is 20, so I will multiply by 2 to make it 40. Because you can see here 20 was the frequency density, FD. FD into interval of 2, which is 40. Similarly 30 into interval of 1 is going to be 30. 24 into interval of 1 is going to be 24. 12 into interval of 3 is going to be 36. Correct? So 40, 30, 24, 36. 40, 30, 24 and 36 are going to be my frequencies for this chapter. Correct? So now what I'm trying to say, information histogram, work out an estimates for the mean amount. How to find the mean? Mean is nothing but F frequency into the central tendency upon frequency. Correct? So what is the central number here? You can write here as central number, which is here is 1, here is 3, here is 4.5, here it is 5.5 and here it is 7.5. Correct? So frequency multiplied this, so 28 into 1 plus 40 into 3 plus 30 into 4.5 plus 24 into 5.5 plus 36 into 7.5 divided by summation of all the frequencies, correct? Which is, you can say 40 plus 30 70, 70 plus 60 is 130, 130 plus 28 is 158, correct? Let me cross check. This is 60, 60 plus 6 30, 90, 90 plus 40, 130, 130 plus 28 is 158, correct? So answer to all this is going to be your mean hours, correct? So I don't have handy calculator right now, so I'm going to skip this, correct? Let's go here. What is it? Correct to two significant figures, right? Whenever someone says correct to some significant figures, to get them to the exact number, divide significant figure by 2 and put that number here like this. You have to add and subtract by this number, correct? So 2, they are saying up to 2 significant figure, right? So 2 upon 2 is equal to 1, and make a chart like this. Lower bound, upper bound. 14, 7.8, 3.4, write all the number, write T, A and H, correct? And now what they are saying, T upon A minus H, you have to find the lower bound value of this. Means you have to ensure that your K should be as minimum as possible. K can be minimum only when your T is low, means your numerator is low and denominator is very high. When can that happen? First, your T should be lower limit or lower bound. So you select lower bound of T, which is 13. So I have selected. Your A should be as high as possible because you have to make this difference as high as possible. So A should be 8.8 and H should be as low as possible. Only then difference between A minus H will be higher, which is 2.4. So 13 upon 6.4, approximately this answer is close to around 2.2, correct? So 2.2 is the value of thing which I have written here, correct? Now in such cases, whenever you see this sum, before going in detail, just remember you only have to differentiate with respect to the time. Speed is nothing but displacement upon time. S is the displacement. So instead of dy by dx, we are going to do ds upon dt. Correct? So I divided this into form of t cube. I derivative this as 3t square minus 13t plus 33. Correct? So what you can do is you might as well put 3 outside here and write it as 3t t square minus 6t plus 11. Correct? Some people prefer to ensure that they solve this sum, or in other way they simply get the value and then put it. Correct? So when I solve this in other fashion, correct, I was getting this number as, imagine that delete that. So I got this value of t as 3. Correct? So if you got the value of 3 at t as 3, just put this value into the speed time graph here. Correct? So 3t square minus 13t plus 33, and you will get the value. Correct? So you can say it as 3 square minus 18 plus 33, which is 27 minus 54 plus 33, which is minus 27 plus 33, which is 6. So your answer is 6. Correct? Let's go to the next one. Now this sum is a little complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain you the stuff directly. What they are saying is, fourth term in an arithmetic sequence is 6th. Summation of up to 11th term is 6 term square plus 18. Correct? Now you should know few basics for this. Fourth term can be written as a plus 3d, which is equal to 6. So why? Because nth term is written as a plus n minus 1d. This is the nth term formula for arithmetic progression. So u4 is a plus 3d, but and a can be written, because this is 6. Because the a plus 3d is 6, my a is going to be 6 minus 3d. Correct? So my S11th is n by 2 upon 2a plus n minus 1d. This is another formula of summation for arithmetic sequences. So I wrote it as 11 by 2 into 2a plus 10d. and S11 equal to A plus 5D the whole square plus 18. Correct? Now I substitute A as 6 minus 3D. Correct? When I substitute that, my all A's get replaced by 6 minus 3D, and I open the bracket. Correct? Including this. Correct? So can you see now my all the brackets have changed, and the only bracket I got is 11 into 6 plus 2D is equal to 6 plus 2D square plus 18. Correct? I opened the bracket, I made it 66 plus 22D is equal to 36 plus 24D plus 4D square plus 18. Further open the bracket. Correct? And then I ultimately got a quadratic which you can equate to 0. This quadratic can be divided by 2, which is equal to 2D square plus D minus 6. Correct? 2D minus 3 plus D plus 2 equal to 0. So D equals 3 by 2 and of course minus 2. But what they are saying, the sum says that UN is equal greater than 0. So of course you cannot take D as minus 2. Right? You can't take. This is not possible. So A is equal to 6 minus 3, 3 by 2, 1.53 by 2. Correct? So U20 is equal to 3 by 2 plus 19 into 3 by 2. You got this. So U20 is equal to 30. Correct? It has significant marks, number of marks. I am not sure how many are there, but they are 6 marks sum. It's a 6 mark sum. That's why it is so comprehensive. Correct? Now let's look at another sum, which is also for almost 5 marks, but this one is easy in my opinion. Let's solve it. Correct? ABC is isosceles triangle with AB equal to AC. Immediately draw ABC. ABC. Correct? Isosceles triangle, both are equal. B coordinate has minus 1, 5. Draw the coordinates. C coordinates are 2, 10. Draw the coordinates. And M is a midpoint of BC. So in isosceles triangle, midpoint from the vertex is always equals half the point. Correct? And it is perpendicular. So what is the formula for midpoint? Midpoint is x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2. So my coordinates of M become 2 minus 1 is 1 point divided by 2, which is 0.5, and 10 plus 5, 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. So my M coordinates became 0.5 and 7.5. Correct? Done. Now I have to find the slope. What is the gradient of BC? So I write gradient BC is equal to, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, which is equal to 10 minus 5 upon 2 plus 1, which is 5 upon 3. Right? As you know, if gradient of BC is 5 by 3, gradient of AM is going to be minus 3 upon 5, which is negative inverse. Correct? You solved it. Negative inverse is done. Now you have to find, what is the question? Find an equation for the line through the points A and M. Basically, if you find the equation of line AM, it is very much possible. So when you have coordinates of M and line passing through A, what is the equation? Y minus y1 upon x minus x1 equals gradient. So y minus 7.5 upon x minus 0.5 equals minus 3 upon 5. Correct? Cross multiply. I will do it here itself. Minus 5 into, plus 5 into y minus 7.5 is equal to minus 3 into x minus 0.5, which is 5y minus 37.5 is equal to minus 3x plus 1.5. Correct? Take 3x here and 3.75 here. So I get 3x plus 5y is equal to 37.5 plus 1.5, which is 39. 3x plus 5y as 39. So I arrange in the format py plus qx equals r. Correct? Just write it in the format 5y plus 3x बरोबर 39. So my p equals 5, q equals 3 and r equals 39. correct? This was relatively very easy sum compared to any other sum of 5 marks. So even if you know how to find the gradient, how to find gradient of a perpendicular line, you will easily able to score at least 3.5 to 4 marks in this sum, which is of totally 5 marks. So we didn't even use this space. This space was enough for us, right? So just ensure that how to do it. Find BC first, that value, find a midpoint with x1 plus x2 and y1 plus y2 formula, then find the gradient of BC. Always remember, gradient of two parallel lines is same, gradient of perpendicular is always, this should be equal to negative inverse of the other line, correct? That makes you give full 5 marks for this sum, and I'm sure we have completed with this paper, and now we are heading to the next math paper soon. Stay connected. Thank you so much.